to If These Walls Could Talk, and happy Pride. I'm Wendy Stuart.
And I'm Tym Moss. Hey.
Hey, what do you say, Tym Moss?
I say, hey, it's Pride.
Hey, it's Pride, and we are, my God, we're down to this is it, Tim. This is the big shebang. And just as I predicted, we have burnt ourselves out to oblivion.
Completely.
And we haven't gotten to the main event yet. But as our guest today reminded us, we are both like the ever ready bunnies. So you can count on us to be there for you and just be so pride filled. Am I correct?
Absolutely. I am working on the privacy. There we go. I got it. Okay, we're good. Now I'm ready. I've got full attention.
All this technical stuff, Tim. I tell you, you know, it's much easier to be a performer and go to parties than it is to deal with all this other stuff.
And you punch one button on these things, and poof, you know, it's, oh my God.
I know, but you did it, Tim. Last week, you managed to broadcast on Facebook. That was a big coup.
Yes, that's what I was working on right now. I finally got it. We're back, so we're on.
Crazy.
Anyway, how are you?
Oh my God, I have to tell you, and I want to share this with everyone. You know, all of us, Tim, myself, Ika Valley, Clover Welsh, of course, made the film. Gladiola Gladrags, Ryan. Jed Ryan, we were all in this film called Drag to Death, and it's been screening all over Manhattan and a lot of the bars here, and of course incredibly well received, and all of our friends come and say how fabulous it is. But the true test Monday night, in Gowanus, at a bar called Lucky 13, lots of kids in their late 20s, queer. We were part of a film festival. We didn't know anybody. I think like one person in the audience. Okay, so we were cold, and we were the last movie screened. And I am so proud because I have to tell you, it was nonstop laughter.
Good.
It just didn't stop through the whole thing. And we had the longest film, and we were at the very end. So you know what I said to Clover Welsh, who stars in it and produced it? It's Clover's baby. Listen, girl, you did it. You absolutely did it. I can't wait. We have to screen it in more places. You know,
it is a very fun movie. It's very fun.
Tim, the amount of laughs when you came out on stage and you said, "A voyeur, peeping Tom, it's a sickness, you know." Your delivery of that line was just. I remember it exactly. It was so Tim. Absolutely so Tim. So last Friday night, by the way, here at Pangea was the amazing David Mills. And I've been hearing about him. He's only been performing in the States for a year. His career has been in the UK for like 23 years. He was absolutely fabulous. Penny Arcade made a guest appearance in his show. We had David Cale in the audience, but David Mills is one to watch for, is all I can tell you. His stand-up, his songs, and he will be doing his regular show here in the fall. And Tim, we have him booked on If These Walls Could Talk the end of August. So yes, our audience can get familiar with him. So exciting. All really great stuff.
Yes, wonderful. Yeah, last week, let me see. I performed in the Bronx LGBT Expo. That was so much fun. Oh my God. Just a whole afternoon filled with
Isn't that great?
Performances. It was absolutely wonderful, and in the Bronx, and so well received. And it was absolutely wonderful. On Saturday, I went out to Long Island to my friend Orlando Martinez's birthday. It's kind of a long story, but he goes back to my early, wild, crazy days.
Wow, we're still friends. Good for you.
and a couple of his good friends, and of course, we're all grown and all over the place. One is in Pennsylvania, one is down in Harlem, and so the one was driving in, so he just picked me up and stopped by and picked up the other guy, and the three of us had not seen each other for probably 20, 25 years.
Are you kidding?
And we had a ball, and a lot of physical limitations now, and just talking about life and growth and things we can't do now that we used to when the last time we were all hanging together. And Orlando is now confined to a wheelchair, and he was so grateful and so glad that we came out to see, and we had a ball. It was just, and I got to see his wife's family, and it was, I saw people I hadn't seen in so long. It was just such a joyous time. Let me see. Oh, I shot on Monday. I shot some they call them reacts videos, which are reaction videos. My friend had done one with me. He's a producer at CBS, and he had done one with me for this really incredible singer called Ren, R-E-N.
Oh, I like that. Like the bird.
He just blew me away. I have not seen anything like that since like Prince. I mean, he's so original and so fresh and so brilliant. And a lot of the fans, the people that had watched it, were saying, "Oh my God, I love Tim. Let's get Tim back. Show him more videos. Do this and do that." So we shot like three of those reacts videos on Monday. That was a lot of fun. And I love Scott Knowlton. We even joke in one of them about how I would do anything for him. And he had asked me one time as a joke, I thought he was joking, to do one thing. And then we went to actually shoot that day. I was like, "Listen, I'm really concerned about this." And he goes, "Oh my God, I was only joking." I was like, "Oh,
can you tell us what that one thing is for you, Tim Moss?
I would have done it for him. I swear to God.
Let's just let our imaginations run wild.
And then last night I attended Michael Musto's Pride celebration down in Caligaris. And it's just always such a fun event, and so many incredible New York people. Yeah. And it was really cool. It was just so much fun.
I was, my new motto is I'm so booked. I just auditioned for something. I got a call back, and the role is for someone with a German accent. Now, can you imagine?
Oh, gosh.
So I know I had to Google how to say German words in English so that you sound like you're an actual native of Germany.
I didn't know you could Google that now.
Yeah, you can Google anything. So I downloaded this, and there's 5 different words that I'm working on so I can sound somewhat German. And I have a call back and rehearsal for that on Saturday. And then this weekend, oh my God, I went to a solstice party. If you went to one of those, we had a bonfire, and you got to write down the good things that you wanted to happen because of the solstice. Okay, I threw in 1 or 2 bad things, but just kidding. Would never do that. But because we just had the solstice. And, I have to tell you, I am very excited because Friday night is the drag march in New York. If you've never been to it, we're going to be marching from Tompkins Square Park to Stonewall. The costuming, the sensibility, the politics, the makeup, all of it. The Radical Fairies, they run the show. It's really quite a happening. We meet at Tompkins Square Park. We kick off at 7:00. Get there at 6:00 for the photo ops. I always do. And it's just a great time to talk with people. And then Sunday, right? The main event, the Imperial Court is kicking off the march this year. Like, we just found that out. So I have to step up my game. Now I'm like freaking out, and I'm not going to be in that cute little tank dress with sneakers. Like, oh my God, I might be on TV.
Also now this Friday, the 28th, she's going to be doing that, the drag march. I'm going to be at the Copacabana. Yay. We're doing, I'm playing Riff Raff in the shadow cast of Rocky Horror Picture Show. They're showing that at the Copacabana on 51st Street. And I'm also, Icavelli is hosting the pre-show, and I'm performing in that as well. So that'll be a fun night. So if you're not at the drag march, come over to the Copacabana.
Right. And Dorothy Bishop will be doing Elvira.
Dorothy is our Elvira. Then once again, Sunday is the New York City Pride Parade. And then Monday, I am sleeping until I wake. I'm going to sleep and sleep.
Same. Maybe I'll get a dog walker for Monday, because there ain't going to be no juice left in me. Speaking of juice, we have somebody with a lot of juice here today.
That's right.
A lot of get up and go, and an incredible career that many of us have followed for a very long time. And then a reinvention of a solo career. This person is a disco icon, a club legend, Native American, and you know him, of course, originally from the Village People, but wait till you hear what he's been doing in the solo career. Please put your hands together for the one, the only Felipe Rose. Yes.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Thank you for having me. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Tim.
Hey.
So I have a request already. Can you do the Indian call that
Oh,
you
no.
ordered today?
Well, okay, let's see where it's somewhere. Tim, you know how that is. It's somewhere in here.
Somewhere in the throat.
Oh my
There we go.
God.
Okay.
And you do it on demand.
I used to do that in the clubs in the 70s, in the late 70s and 80s, and people
So
would find me. They would look around and go,
Right.
Felipe's here.
I've done that before too. I would hear it and I was like, oh, Felipe.
and you,
All right, exactly.
because we don't want people to accuse you of lip syncing it. Like we don't
No.
like with auto tunes and everything. You can really do that. And we know you're in the house when we
How
hear
are you
Yeah,
doing?
I want to say thank you for having me today, and especially with the big event, our Pride
Yeah.
parade festivities. Of course, have been going on all month long.
Uh-huh.
And it's amazing for me to go look back to 1977 and see how the parade itself and the movement evolved
Right.
from the gay liberation parade to it became, it just kept growing, becoming such a huge event now that it's
Yeah.
pretty much like Mardi Gras in Sydney, Australia.
right.
Everyone joins in, whether you're gay or not, or your allies or your parents, everyone just shows up.
I never thought of that, but yeah, Pride
Yeah.
parades in America are kind of like Carnival in other
right.
other.
They are, yeah, they
Yeah.
really are. Everyone joins in, and it's nice to see the police officers. Because when I've gone to the parade, I was in the parade in 2019 during World's AIDS.
Oh, that
What
was
was it?
That was
World
Pride.
Pride. It was
Huge.
they
Wow.
they called it World Pride. That was like 9 hours long, and
yeah.
I was on the float with God's Love We Deliver, and
Uh-huh.
it was just insane to see how huge it is,
Yeah.
and we're so blessed and so lucky to have that now
Yeah.
I
today.
agree. Blessed and lucky that we are in New York and we can freely have this.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah, unfortunately, I won't be with you guys. I won't go out there to celebrate this because I'm having this back. I'm in the physical therapy over my lower back. Some
Yeah.
issue with an L4-5. I don't even know what.
Yeah.
And if you've gotten any kind of back procedures, so I'm having an MRI done next week and all that. But I'm like you guys, the energizer buddy.
Yeah.
You gotta keep ticking without a licking.
But
Look
isn't
at
it
all-
amazing
yeah.
when you start getting physical problems like that? You learn the terminology and
Yeah.
the lumbars and the this
L5,
and the-
L6, MRI, CAT scan, PET scan. Oh my God, scan. Can we dance
Well-
again? Yes.
Well, the thing is that when I went to the hospital 3 weeks ago, my friend Debbie took me. She said, "No, let's not wait. Let's go check this out." So I was in the hospital. They gave me the EKG, MRI, CAT scan, and Tim, they gave me an ultrasound. And the only thing I found out was that I'm not having your baby.
So what's in there kicking?
Yeah, really. What's cooking in the oven, Felipe?
I had to throw that in, Tim.
Talking about all this stuff, these scans, and Tim was talking when we were starting the show about visiting his friend. It was Orlando that you said. What was his name?
Yeah,
Tim?
Orlando. Yeah,
right. That he knew from many years ago, and the health issues that person's having. How is it with all of that, right? That you and all of us have transcended decades. I mean, you have an incredible solo career right now.
Oh yeah.
And
well, I think it's just a solo career so far.
but to do that, you know what I'm saying? It's like people get pigeonholed into who they were, what they were about. You're out there all the time. Like, how do you do it?
The thing with me is that because in the industry I was typecasted because of the indigenous role that I played with Village People, being part indigenous and also Hispanic as well. It was really hard to navigate the waters after Village People because that's all people know. That's all they think about. They don't want to see you in anything else. So I like this new foray in music that I'm working on because now I'm actually in my love and romance phase. So that's actually my first, believe it or not, it's my first love song. I've never sang a love song.
Nice.
When you think about it, Tim, and you think about the names of the songs that the Village People, Go West, Macho Man in the Navy, San Francisco, Hollywood, Key West, Sodom and Gomorrah. I can go on, but never a love song. Never a love song.
Young, wild. They were all the young. They were all the young, wild songs.
And I think also, and I think you guys would agree with me, the Village People came out at a time that it was important then when it came out. And now I don't think that it would be so, it probably would be more shocking with all of the critics on
politically incorrect.
Yeah, it would be very like, oh no, you guys can't do that. It would really probably have a different reception is what I'm trying to say.
Right. But that was what was so groundbreaking with the Village People. For those of you that don't know, Felipe Rose was the Native American in the Village People. And but that's what I mean. You broke so much ground and such trailblazers that you just paved the way in so many different areas, you know, with your music, with the variety of characters and singers. And it was just such an amazing group that even still today they play YMCA at
oh my God.
Stadium.
Every event, it's unbelievable. Every event, any wedding, bar mitzvah, whatever you go to, YMCA is like, and you know what? You have to give the devil its due. It marked a time.
I like that. You do. You're right.
But you said it. You don't know if it would fly now, and you're absolutely right.
Well, I didn't. But Wendy, I didn't think it would fly even back then. I thought that when they said that, when they gave me they showed me the concept of the group, and it was in drawing. I was the only one kind of drawn in with a face, but all the other characters had little microphones, and the two producers were standing behind me in their office, and they turned the page, and there's a drawing, and they said, "See, that's you in the center there," and I looked up at the two of them and I said, "This is a really stupid idea."
I love that. That's great.
Nobody will ever buy these songs.
And that's the same reaction I had when the ex-producer at a lunch break asked us, "Chérie," he's being French, "Chérie, qu'est-ce que c'est EMCA?" And we kind of looked at him like, huh? And someone said, "Oh, young man's," and it literally within 5. Well, see, that's the thing about knowing timing and everything. He said, "Young man, da 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 da, young man," and that was it. And then they wrote the song, and the last song on the album, "One More to Go," they sent the ship off the album to Neil Bogart, the late Neil Bogart. And he heard the entire album and he said, no, the YMCA, this is the single of this album. And when they told us, we didn't even have choreography. We sort of kind of winged it, like just doing the claps like this. But then when we went on American Bandstand, do you remember when he used to sit with the audience?
Yes,
I love that.
And then he would hold up a cover of whatever who was going to perform. Well, he said, "Well, I'm not going to hold up a cover. I'm going to right now let you guys at rehearsals, let you hear the chorus." And when the chorus came in, that section of kids, the dancers, they all jumped up and they created this thing.
Oh my God!
They created, So we borrowed it. We borrowed it.
Yeah.
But we only do that at the very end of the song. We only do that. You know, the arms and all that. Which is when I perform in my solo shows, I have to do that song. It's the last song.
Right.
You know, you leave them with what you have, the last thing they remember.
You know what? And everyone loves it. So you're leaving them on a high. But that story that you just told, we've had you on before, and you and I and Tim have talked. I never knew that. That's great. That's so really cool. Great piece of trivia.
But I have a question for you. So do you still find the love in that song and performing that song? Because it is so much fun and it brings so much joy to people. But I imagine year after year after year of performing it. But I hope you can still find the joy in it that it brings.
I do. And I think that even if you are, it's the same thing like Broadway. You know, if you're on a Broadway show, no two audiences are ever the same. and which is why a new audience in your show brings you newer energy, and then the next night you've got a different audience. So it's pretty much the same thing. Each show that we did around the world, the shows were actually never the same because of the audience. It's sort of the the repertoire back and forth between the audience and us. Things would happen that we would off the cuff go off script, and we would ad lib, but the shows were always different. No two shows were ever the same.
Right. Now, did you find, like, from country to country, did you have to kind of filter what your performances? Because some
no, not at all. Except the BBC, they kind of just they filmed us from the waist up because of all the bumping and all the bumping and grinding
on down there.
And then and then so the thing is that I loved it then, and I love it still today, and I'm proud of the trajectory, and I'm proud of what was done with the group. Unfortunately, we came in at the tail end of disco. If you think about it, we came in 77.
Right.
Yeah.
And disco started at the beginning of that decade.
Yeah.
And actually, there's something now on the third part. I think it's tonight on PBS, the Disco Revolution.
Oh, nice.
So a lot of people are in there, Nicky Siano. The Disco Revolution on PBS.
Wow.
Nice.
And so it's nice to see that they're actually remembering that decade, and they're celebrating it today.
Oh, the music of that decade was incredible, and you guys made such a huge impact on that music during that decade.
We also scared a lot of heterosexual people.
Yeah.
They are celebrating you at weddings and bar mitzvahs, so I don't know how it's really scared.
Now.
Right, but you see what happened.
They are. Now they are. Yeah, now they are. I can't go to a wedding without the crowd. The song comes on, everyone turns around and they look at me.
Yeah.
And of course, I have to look at say you both are with me. I will just look at you and go, I gotta go, bye, and then go off and do it. But I'm marrying two guys. I'm doing a destination wedding next month.
You're a minister. That's important.
I'm an ordained minister. Yeah, and when I'm marrying two guys, these two friends of mine, it's a destination wedding, and it's a disco wedding. It's in one of those lavish barns out in the Bay Area. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'll marry them in the traditional beige suit, my wedding stole and all that. Later, in the reception, the show will start, and I'm going to do like a 30-minute set.
Yes.
That's so fabulous. So in the documentary, because you brought up PBS, you're in Studio One Forever, and that screened last year, and I really was so sorry to miss that.
I was too that you didn't get to see it.
I know it, but they do cover the whole disco era or parts of it. How is it like the one on PBS?
Well, the one in PBS is actually talking about the downfall of disco and the things that played into it. Right. Which is excessive oversaturation, the money. Disco started when it was really just the music bringing all of these people together, black Puerto Ricans, gays, straights, all together. It's the one music that brought this type of brought in a combustion of amazing human beings that want to celebrate and dance. And because the music was so much fun and still is today, it created a phenomenon. And while all of that exploded, and as we all know, it just literally took over, the downfall was that the excessive of the music, it became suddenly everyone's doing disco. Then what was it? The disco duck and Ethel Merman singing. I forget. Everyone jumped on the bandwagon, and the disco just, it was time to say goodbye, to walk away.
But that's so sad because it's such an incredible musical form. It really is. It is. Thank you for that.
And I do have to at least thank our lucky stars that we were dealing with two on real phenomenons. First of all, the AIDS crisis that came in right after we first started.
Right.
And then we just kept going, and it was very gut-wrenching to come home from these shows and these tours, and then to join friends in Sheridan Square Park for candlelight memorials, or
Right.
going to St. Vincent with to see other friends that were there. And there was this teddy bear thing that we used to do with a bunch of other people. I think Ruby Rim started it, and we would take teddy bears to the men and the young men that were there, of course, knowing that they were not going to make it, and that right there is bravery in itself.
Oh God, yeah.
So
Absolutely.
between all of that that transpired, and then the death of disco right afterwards, it's a wonder we kept going 3 decades after that.
Right,
But
absolutely. Well, now,
it's amazing to me how you kept going, because you know, all of a sudden the pandemic hits now, right? And you pop up with a song, Dance Again, about,
Right.
you know, about hope. And what is it within you, all right? Because, you know, big star, village people, meeting everyone everywhere, right? Then AIDS comes in, pulling up the rear. We're all going to memorials. How is your head? How did you change your head, Felipe, to move yourself ahead from all of that? A lot of people can't do that.
Well, it wasn't so much to changing my head or the way I was thinking. It was more, what can I do to get involved? Okay, candlelight visuals are one thing, and then there was a church on 6th Avenue where we went one early evening or late afternoon to attend one memorial, but to shocking that I discovered that there were 6 other urns up on the mantle, meaning that there were these other people that we were saying goodbye to. So, you know, the only thing I could do, I think, was to just play with everyone in supporting, helping a lot of the women that picked up the lift. Gay women, all women that picked up the lift to support the men that were dying, and which is, you know, if it wasn't for the women that supported us, I don't think none of us would have been around.
Right, absolutely. Now, you had mentioned the documentary or Studio One Forever. I believe we have a clip of that. So how about we take a look at Studio One Forever with the amazing Felipe Rose.
Yes.
Okay, guys, used to be paradise.
Anybody who tells you that they were there in the 70s and remembers it wasn't there.
You were in the middle of a group of the most beautiful men you'd ever seen.
Most of the guys were shirtless. You felt like you belonged. A kind of alternative reality.
It was really my entrance into life. I was wide-eyed. It was Hollywood.
Opening night, you had 1,500 people, bam, bam, and the turntable would jump. I said to Scott, call RCA, get someone down here to fix that damn turntable.
It was not uncommon to put whatever cocaine they had, and we would just take from the pile as it went along and went back to serving drugs. Serving drinks.
Welcome to an evening at Studio One's Back Lot.
All of a sudden, I looked over and I see Cary Grant walk through the doors. Oh my God, it's Cary Grant.
I remember seeing Betty Davis. To see Rock Hudson, I thought, wow, the whole place was packed with celebrities.
And all that jazz.
Knowing that Gene Kelly and Fred Astaire and all of these great stars were coming through this dance hall, I thought the worlds were combining.
The fact that they made the decision to bring me with them the night of the fundraiser, if something's going to happen and the place is going to get blown up, at least we're all there together.
He's gone, he's gone, he's gone. That's so-and-so, he's gone. It's just shocking.
Like within a week, if you went on vacation and you took a trip, you'd come back to find out who had died.
Not only did you lose people who were stop. They're so horrible.
So this proposal now to actually tear the building down.
West Hollywood lost 10,000 people, and their spirits are still here because this was the place where they were happiest. God bless Studio One forever.
Wow.
Yes. Studio One.
You know, I'm really happy you guys played that clip for many of your listeners and viewers that don't know about this film that did very well on the film circuit, the independent film circuit. But it's so fitting. It's so fitting for this week to take us back and let's remember what we went through, the people we lost, and this is why we celebrate, right, guys? This is one of the reasons why we do. It's 55 years ago. 55.
Wow.
Stonewall was 55 years ago.
Wow. But one of the things I love was when he was talking about the record player.
Yeah, that was great.
15,000 people dancing and it moved the entire building.
It bounced. Yeah, from the movement.
But that's how it was. That's everybody was together, joined
Felipe,
together.
I was there every Thursday and Sunday night. And I was a kid from the Bronx, and I had to really turn up my game to get in and then raise up my level, right? And for people like me, you were already a celebrity. I wasn't anything. I was a girl from the Bronx. It was life-changing for me in so many ways. And the night I met Andy Warhol, and he, offered me a part, and I'm like, who is this guy? He's so weird. Because I was a kid from the Bronx and I had no idea. It was life-altering and life-changing. What I love about that they showed in the trailer, it does start off with what Studio 54 was initially. You were rubbing elbows with, all the hoi polloi. But then at the end, that second part of Studio 54, everybody I knew was dying of AIDS. The bartender, Mike Court, I don't know if you remember him.
I do, yeah.
Over one night after to my apartment, and he had these red blotches on him, and I'm like, what are those? Right? We didn't even know what KS was, and they really nailed it.
KS, I was gonna say, yeah.
The people were dropping like flies, and it was a really horrific time.
And another thing that I really liked about that clip there were people our age that were talking about that time, like I'm going through right now, talking about that time, and had to stop because they could. It still, 50 years later, it still affects us.
Yeah, I was very emotional that first couple of.
So impactful.
I was very thank you. I think Mark did a terrific job, and everyone else, the five guys, Bruce Valanche, she's also in the film. I was just rattled the first couple of red carpet events that I attended, because I never saw the film in its entirety. And so the parts that I was in, and then of course the archive footage with Village People, because Village People had and was synonymous to Studio One, the music Studio One, which you hear in the song in San Francisco, Hollywood. And then 3 years later, then we go back to the back lot with all the movie trailers to film Can't Stop the Music in the club. Wow. And so that, of course, I dropped acid with all the dancers because they were going to dance all night long, and we figured, I might as well. They're gonna have me on top of the bar like the old days, dancing around drinks, but they weren't real drinks. And so, we had a blast, we enjoyed ourselves. But the thing is to now look back that over 10,000 men that went to that club. So the movie's about how do you save a building that has that much history? Yeah. So what they ended up doing at a city council meeting is a beautiful ending to the film. And yes, they took the club apart. They didn't tear it down. They took it apart to build this huge complex high rise, and they're going to put it back together and create some kind of archival museum with the photos of all these boys, and the music. Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be beautiful.
That's amazing. I'm so glad that they respect it.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. So,
but Tim was rattled, Tim just emotionally like that, and it's easy to, if you can put your mindset and remember where you were, it comes back. And that's how I was for those first 3-4 runs of the film. I was in the lobby going, no, I'll go take my seat. And then of course, when it came to the Q&A with me speaking to everyone in the film, with the audience Q&A portion, I could barely talk because I was so raw.
So overcome with emotion.
Yeah.
Right. That film, that is an excellent trailer. It really does bring it all.
It really does. Yeah.
You know, it absolutely does.
And I know that I think, and I'm not alone. I think that many of us, every Pride celebration, we still carry the names and the people that we lost in our hearts, and that's why we go out and we march and we celebrate and we let everybody know that no, we're still here. We're not going anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
That is exactly right. But Pride for me is also very emotional when we start going down Fifth Avenue and the cheering, and you really take a look at the people on either side. You know, this is my 45th Pride.
Wow.
Oh, that's beautiful, Wendy. Thank you.
Since we had an AIDS organization in the 80s, we took care of the pets of anyone that had HIV or AIDS. We took our clients' pictures, and those of us who were volunteers held pictures that my husband, Alan Kaplan, took of our clients with their pets because they couldn't, they were too sick. And we stopped in front of, remember, we used to go past St. Patrick's Cathedral. We stopped in front of St. Patrick's Cathedral with those pictures. I still have them in the closet. I've
seen that. I've seen that moment when they covered it on the news. Yes.
It's such an emotional moment. And you know what? None of us should never forget, because we have to keep reminding, you know, like somebody said in the film, there are people that are talking about that they were there. I know right now people that said that they're lying. They weren't. You know, I would have known them because I was everywhere then as I'm everywhere now. So
you're everywhere now, Wendy. You're everywhere now.
So she knows if you were there or not. So.
That's right.
Yeah, but you know, I'm glad that let's laugh and let's enjoy, you know, reminisce, but still keep the happiness and the joyfulness of what we are and who we are, and let's keep that moving forward and just keep spreading the love.
Hey, it's called gay. That means happy.
Thank you, Tim. Tim is like, so yeah, Tim is like.
I forgot about that, Tim. Thank you a lot. Thank you. Let me write that down.
Let's be gay. So, you know, for the pandemic, for me, I connected right into the whole thing that happened with AIDS. There were too many elements in the pandemic that brought back that
parallel. They were parallel.
Eerie resemblance. Resemblance.
Mentally hurtful, and it did amaze me that you know, you're a creative person. What did you do? You came out with a song during that.
Well, the thing was that I started realizing that in all of us, we were realizing that we're all home dancing in front of our laptops and computers while DJs were playing music for us. There was no clubs. Everything was closed. So I kept listening to the BK7 song Dynamite and Dua Lipa, and I'm saying to myself, but this is disco. And I said, well, it's sad that no one's in the clubs. And I thought, oh, wait a minute, I could let me write something about going back into the clubs. And so that's what I sat down and with one of my producers, he said, what do you want to sing about? What do you? I said, well, I'd like for us to dance again. He said, well, that's a good title. Let's start with that. And then in like 3 hours, it came out with the song was done.
No, love it. Well, again, and that leads us into our next video, which we've got. I mean, you've got such a history and such a volume of content. But let's take a look. Why don't we take a look at the video "Dance Again" by our wonderful guest, the incredible Felipe Rose.
Yay!
Oh, you guys are so kind. Thank you.
Lock
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, it's
Thank you for playing that. You know, that really is the message that of who we are. Because if we didn't have the ability to go and celebrate and dance, like what would we do? Where would we put all the things that happened to us and that we're bombarded with? We can walk away from all those things. We can all get together. We can have a great time and we can dance. You know, because guess what? It's free and it just makes us feel so good. So I'm really glad that I tapped into that feeling, and we produced this with Estelle of the video. And I have to give credit to my studio backup singer, Miss Ada Dyer. She also sings on the new single. She's actually one of Bruce Springsteen's backup singers.
Oh, I love it.
So she's the real deal. You want a church singer? Bring Ada.
Right. But now, the one thing I really love about this video is you really captured that isolation of the pandemic.
Right.
People sitting at home by themselves and all of this. And again, just dancing, I was dancing along, I'm singing, it just brings such joy.
Yeah, Tim had a morning exercise program. I don't know if you ever did it, Felipe. And Nick Lyon would send him sparkly tank tops to wear, and Tim would do your little exercise.
I remember that, and I remember your pandemic cooking, and I watched for like a couple of episodes, and I was like, I love it all. I just don't like the title. Wendy, I don't like the title. She said, no, but I'm cooking during a pandemic. Get it? I'm like, oh, okay, got it. Because at first I thought, pandemic cooking. What does that mean? Let me look. What does this mean? Pandemic. And you know what it was? It was you cooking in lockdown with all your crazy outfits.
I wasn't really cooking. You knew that. I would just make these. You didn't try any of those recipes, obviously.
Did you cook? You were cooking, right?
I cooked them, but they were, I would come up with these ideas in my head. I dial and order food.
Sweetie,
but we did what we had to do.
I just have to tell you.
Tim, you realize she lied to all of us. She said she was cooking. She wasn't cooking.
I was on her show, and the first time I was one of the first ones, and I went over, and she says, "Oh yeah, we're going to be making this." And I opened the oven, and it was filled with Condé Nast magazines. She stored her magazines, and I was like, "Honey, do you know how to cook?"
Tim, you made an Italian dish. It was very good. Thank you.
And I'm glad that we're all laughing. It wasn't a laughing matter back then. But the thing is that we all became hostages to our own environment and to ourselves. Because the next thing you know, Zoom was born. And that's why we didn't want the video to look like a Zoom. When they started releasing new music and orchestras playing, it was Zoom. We wanted to sort of get that feeling of the mask, the desertion and all that, and the quietness and people isolated in their homes. So I think we did a pretty good job of capsulating that moment in time.
Absolutely.
But for me, it was very much.
But we all turned in. Everyone, Wendy, everyone turned in during that minute. It wasn't a minute. It was over a year. We all realized that we need a plan A, a plan B, a plan C, and D and E.
Right. You better believe it, right?
And that's why you're out day and night, Wendy.
It is. I have so many plans, so little time.
We've got a lot of catching up to do from the pandemic years.
For people like me, this isolation, and we were all doing these variety shows on Zoom, and someone said, you have to put your Venmo up there. I'm like, what's that? They're like, so people can tip you. I'm like, why are they going to tip me? They're like, because you're performing. I'm like, oh, they're
right. Oh, right. The tip jar was born.
Right. The tip jar on Venmo, right, was born. You know what? It was also weird. I'm very happy we are here right now. Absolutely. And we're doing everything live again, really.
And again, I got to see you. We've run into each other, see each other down at Pangea sometimes and at different events. I love.
The last time I saw both of you was for Alan Kaplan's memorial. Yeah. And of course, Wendy, I only got to meet Alan towards the end of his life. But when he found out who I was, he called me over and he said, I have to photograph you. And I wish I would have grabbed that opportunity to let him. But, that memorial was jam-packed, full of love, and he was there. He was there.
So
Yes,
there.
he
And
was.
thank you for the beautiful. The poem you read was called Dash, right?
The Dash by
The
Shirley
Dash.
Ellis. Linda Ellis, The Dash.
Linda Ellis, the Dash. Thank you, because that I had no idea what you were going to do. I didn't assign people to anything. I'm like, hey, do you want to perform? Do you want whatever you want to do? This is a celebration. And I knew Alan would be in the room. I could feel him so strong.
He was in the room. He was. And in fact, I think, Tim, you were singing a song and you choked up for a second. And like you said, oh, I forgot this lyric, and you jumped right back in and you grabbed the song back. You said, no, this song is not leaving this room without me.
Right. This is for Alan. This is for Alan.
Right.
No, but it was amazing. It was amazing to see you, as if you're an entertainer or a singer or performer, and you watch when someone, how do they recover? And you just went, no, that song, come back here.
Right. Bring it back.
I have to ask, in the background behind you are all these wonderful records. Can you tell us a little about those?
Yeah.
These are all mostly the gold and platinum records that we received during our career. They go all the way around the four corners of the wall, and then in a cabinet there are other awards. Also, my Native American Music Awards, like 5 of those. It's a privilege and an honor to have accumulated all of this, which I'm not going to take with me when we depart this world one day. So they will all be going to institutions, and I definitely want to give an album. I definitely want to give an album and a portrait to the Stonewall Museum, because that definitely they have to get that. You know, and so these are the things later in life that you start to figure out when your attorney says, oh, you need to get your will or your trust. And so what do we do with all of these things? And I think I pretty much have like not really half of the collection. Through the years and through AIDS crisis, I was giving records away, signed for money, for charity, headdresses that I wasn't going to wear anymore, symbolically. So again, these things that family members received records as gifts, and so the rest will go into different places. And you know, I'm just I pinch myself every now and then when I think I'm having a not so good day, and then I walk into my office and go, oh, okay, right, let me remind myself why I'm still here.
And you know what, Felipe, the joy that you are smart enough that you're knowing you can't take it with you, give it away now so that you can experience the joy of doing that and how it's received on the other end. That is the greatest gift, to be able.
And let me tell you, thank you for saying that, because you're absolutely right. And I think it was what year was it? I can't remember now. Before 2005. I know it was on my birthday, and I received a letter from the American Museum of the American Indian and Smithsonian. And I was donating money. And got one of those bricks for the front that you would have your name. And then they came back with another, we want to raise more money for the museum. And so rather than give money, I offered, well, how about a gold record? And so the curator wrote to me. She said, well, we really don't know if it has any significant value. And I said, well, I'll go ask my friend, Dick Clark, and I'll be right back.
That's great.
I picked up the phone, and Cindy, his wife, said, oh, let me put him on, Felipe. I'm like, Dick, I have a question for you. I'm going to donate the YMCA gold single to the American Museum Smithsonian, and blah, blah, blah. How much does it, what is it worth? He said, oh, that's priceless. I said, can I get that in a letterhead? And he sent it to me. I sent them the letter, and they read it. They said, oh, we'll take it. And they did a beautiful ceremony in the rotunda. And then I sent, of course, had the record, the 45 single, had it shipped to them. So the presentation was really beautiful, because there was also 3 classes of kids from Brazil that were doing a trip. And the minute I was walking in with security all dressed up, they started yelling because the month prior to that, we had just toured Brazil. And so they were like, "Oh my God!" And so like it was a good birthday party. It really was, and it still hangs there today.
Oh my God, I love
That's
that.
a really incredible story, though.
That
It's
is.
like we
And
don't know.
basically, and thank you. So what I wanted to demonstrate with that, I wanted to just say that to the people at the museum that that indigenous people are more than kachina dolls and burden baskets. That we also have assimilated and moved into the recording aspects of the music industry, and that this is one of the examples. And so they actually display it. It's really beautiful with all these other artistic other indigenous natives that have given their artwork and their instruments and all that. And there right in the middle is a gold record. And just recently, that's what I'm doing to secure my legacy. Bruce Springsteen, I just donated to Bruce's musical archive, which is now housed at the LBJ Library, Presidential Library. And someone just sent me the picture with all these other artists, Ella Fitzgerald's dress, my outfit. And so that's going to tour around the country. Will eventually come to New York. Have you heard of New York Rise, the Rise?
The Rise.
It's a museum.
Yes.
Well, they have one of my outfits there. They have the whole group.
I saw that there. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Well, I know that we lent it to them. I didn't think that they were going to keep it all these decades. But you know what? Leave them. Let them showcase it. It's all right.
Every time you do an act like this, right, you are speaking for Native Americans. And unfortunately, celebrity goes a long way in our society. It just does. And how fortunate for you that you can take your celebrity and who you are and push the agenda forward for Native Americans because of who you are. That is incredible. I know you suffered tremendous loss with your father this year. And when you put his picture up on Facebook, I never knew who you always mention your mother was Puerto Rican, your dad was Native American. But when I saw his face, his features, who he was in everything, it really, that whole connection really, really came together.
He was magical. I mean, he even had an eagle that would jump in the window and land and walk onto the dining table, and he would feed it. And then the eagle would get back on the window, jump into the yard, jump down into the yard, and open these 10 feet wings and then go away. And he would call it every morning. So he was magical.
Oh my God.
He was magical. Eddie Three Eagles.
So in tune with nature. Wow.
Yeah, he was like that. He was very magical.
I knew another indigenous person that could do that. I walked through a forest in Costa Rica and saw nothing. I walked through him the day later, and all of a sudden, eagle here, hawk over here. He didn't do anything. He just walked. They just knew.
Right.
Something that it's like, that's really hard to explain.
That reminds me of something you just said, where we were on we would try to plan trips after every tour, whatever country we were in. We decided, most of us, to stay and let's go on a safari. So we went to Mala Mala and outside of Cougar National Park. So you have breakfast at 4 a.m. because you have to leave before the sun comes up to get out to see all the animals. So we're driving and 3 hours go by and I'm like, there are no animals here. Where are they? And the guy stopped the truck, the Jeep. He stopped and he said, look right there. And right there was a giraffe just standing there, which was bizarre because we drove right by it, but it looked camouflaged.
Right.
With the trees, and then he walked through it, and that was okay. We have animals, and so it was interesting that 3 hours are going by. I'm going, why did I sign up for this? There's not even a bird around.
But you know what? Something your father knew as Native American, there's a way of seeing. Okay, people that are Native American are collected to the earth, to the wind, to the sky, and they can
and the sun.
and the sun, and they can see in a certain way. And it's funny because those 3 hours when you were in, I've done those safari jeeps in Africa. It's like, you know, you're whizzing past you with a couple other tours. When you take the time to actually look, you can see. And
that's really good. When you take the time to actually look, Lord and behold, you will not expect it. And there it is. You know, so yeah.
Well, I was just going to say we've got one more. You
want to get it all in?
Yeah, there's your new single. Your new single is coming out, and it's called "That's What You Are." And
it's out.
It's out.
It is out. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's out. No, it's on every digital music platform right now.
Perfect. Yeah. Wonderful. Yeah. And we have the audio of that. There has not been a video yet, but if we can play the audio, and then we'll come back and you can tell everybody how to find you and all.
Yeah, and we have a lot of comments.
And we've got comments here that we want to read for you as well.
Tim, you and I can dance to this.
I feel like I'm in Studio One. Being alone in a town that wasn't home, I thought I could make it on my own. To realize my heart will truly die if I could see you just once more. Ooh, I needed someone. I needed your touch. That's what you are to me. You take me from this living hell into ecstasy with your love. You're my burning desire, the keeper of my fire. That's what you are to me, my love. Pulled on my coat, I was on a roll, feeling like I've never felt before. Ran through the rain with just the rainbow to see you just once more. Ooh, I needed someone. I needed your touch. You take me from this living hell into ecstasy with your love. You're my burning desire, the keeper of my fire. That's what you are to me. That's what you are to me. Being unknown, this town is just not home. Without you, I can't make it on my own. I've realized I'm not really trying. You're the one I needed all along. Ooh, I needed someone. I needed your touch. That's what you are to me. You take me from this living hell into ecstasy with your love. You're my burning desire, the keeper of my fire. That's what you are to me, my love. That's what you are to me. You take me from this living hell into ecstasy with your love. You're my burning desire, the keeper of my fire. That's what you are to me, my love. That's what you are. That's what you are. That's what you are to me. That's what you are. That's what you are. That's what you are to me. That's what you are. That's what you are. That's what you are.
Yes.
Somebody play again. No.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
That's a house record.
Yes.
Fabulous. Really.
And once again, Ada delivered. She's amazing.
Yes,
yeah.
her
Once
popping
again,
in there.
delivery.
Yes,
We have a lot of comments.
you just keep bringing joy and bringing joy to
Thank
people.
you. Yeah, and thank you for that, Tim. The reason why I'm still doing this is that because I'm still, finding out who I am as an artist, away from what was part of a band situation, and because so many people have given me through the many years have given me so much joy in supporting concerts and anything that I do. I love when I put out something new. I just love the effect that it has with how it makes people feel. So it makes me feel great.
Yep, absolutely. Well, we've got a list of compliments here. My good friend,
thank you.
El Camilo, who's a playwright, he says awesome with lots of claps.
Yay!
And Apollo Cabrera, he's referring these. You got to realize came earlier in the and what with one of your stories. Apollo Cabrera says interesting about your story. Jillian Schweidler says hilarious about one of your stories. Icavelli, he says, I love Felipe Rose.
We love him.
Love Icavelli.
Daniel DeCrisio from LA, a buddy of mine, he says, Felipe, you were my all-time favorite Village People member. Hot, hot, hot. My first crush, met you at Kurt's in Philly years ago. Hey, Daniel.
There you go.
Why, Daniel?
Albert Crocus Pena says, awesome.
How do we not love Albert, right, Wendy?
Love Albert. You want to talk about style, sass. You're talking about Albert.
That's right.
Unbelievable.
And Sue's Genero from Sue's GX Designs in Massachusetts says, hello, dolls. B. Claudia.
Yeah, from
She
Germany.
wrote a couple things. B wrote, Felipe Ortiz Rose is legend. Here so is Village People, such an honor to listen to him. And down later when the music was playing, she says, fabulous guest, fangirl here.
She's great.
Yeah.
And here she said, this one, hold on. We'll send, her son works in entertainment. Her son will work, is in Greece for a resort party. He has the entertainment department under him there. So that would be great for you to go to Greece and do a resort party there. B. Claudia?
I would love it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, when the song was playing, B says, dancing in my living room. Yay. Albert also says, love it. Wepa.
Wepa.
Everybody's loving your song.
That's a Puerto Rican. That's a Puerto Rican, like, I forget the word. This means, what does it mean? Yahoo, like, wepa.
Yep. Carrie Stevens says, hello, I just saw a number in my address book, no message. I wanted to say hello to you. Okay, hello. Thank you.
Hello, thank you for those. Thank you for that.
Moving along with Wendy is my cat. Love Felipe Rose since the 80s. His look, or she goes, his look, I'm dead. So nice the way you look.
Love it.
Well,
Absolutely.
Oh my God. Now, how can people find out more about you? What are your
Well, people can find me on my they can go through my website and sign the what's the contact sheet, the contact page, FelipeRose.com. I'm a official Felipe Rose on Instagram, on Facebook, X. I'm sort of not really on it. I pop in and out. I don't really I don't know. I've never really gravitated to Twitter and I don't really understand it. But hey, but the most important thing we're forgetting during this Pride election, we have to vote this year, guys.
Yes.
Don't forget to vote.
We have got to get the vote out. We have got to get who get back in.
Absolutely.
I agree. I absolutely agree. Felipe, you are such a delight. I have to let you in on a little secret, and don't hate me for what I'm going to say. Without my glasses on, I thought you had a china cabinet behind you.
Wow. Okay. Let me.
It was so blurry and looked like dishes. And then I
Tim disappeared. Tim went
then
black.
he'll come back on. He can get back on.
Oh, okay.
And then when I looked, you know, I remember from having you on before, you had all those records behind you. I'm like, Wendy, you're losing your mind. And I put my glasses on and I'm like, yep, there they are. There they absolutely are.
That's funny. Hilarious.
Tim will come back on. We had such
Okay.
a great time talking with you here today. You know what? You really are the ever ready bunny. You do keep going and going and going. Your hair changes, your look changes, your music changes. You're constantly producing work. And there is something to be said for that, because we all know people that for one life can beat people down. And we've all had experiences. I remember even during the pandemic, you were losing friends, right? And you would post it on Facebook.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Right.
That was the other thing I forgot. I lost a lot.
Even all, you still landed on both feet. Hey, Tim, can you get back on? It's fine. Okay, we're waiting here for you. Okay, bye. We're having tea.
Yeah, funny thing you said about my hair, because I've let it go silver now. Now it's gray.
It's gorgeous though.
Thank you. But I was dying like blonde all that the year before last and all that. It was so
but that's part of
it
the
was fun. But now we're gonna stay with silver. We're gonna stay the silver hair daddy.
You are a silver haired daddy, and I remember you had the sides buzzed for a bit too.
Yeah, fox on the block. Yeah, silver fox on the block. That's what some girl said to me.
So you know what? Without getting too personal, do you have like someone that makes your heart sing? Someone that inspires you? You know, someone that's has your back no matter what.
Well, I mean, I don't have a significant other. I mean, it would be nice to have.
Sorry.
It would be. Hey, Tim, welcome back.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I don't know why I'm not with someone. It's not that I'm not desperately looking. It just hasn't happened.
Right.
And I'm also a very jealous and monogamous type. So with today, with the way relationships are, where they're, open relationships, I'm really not into that.
Good
so
for you.
I get it.
Well,
I did ask all last year. I kept asking people that have open relationships, why do you have one?
I agree.
Finally, towards the end of the summer, this friend of mine, Roy, he said, oh, I can answer that question because we have an open relationship because I know I can't find everything in one man. I'm like,
wow.
Okay.
Right.
Well,
Okay.
To each their own.
Thank you.
I'm with you. I'm a monogamous, and
I'm jealous. I'm jealous. I don't want to see anybody on, But anyway, listen, as long as everyone is loving each other and loving each other figuratively, loving each other, no one's getting hurt anyway. So, and maybe one day I will find mine, but the relationships that I've had are healthy. And I'm still friends with them, with all three. And so that's more than I can say. Yeah. But I have a lot of love. Right there. My girl.
God. You have so many people that love you, and you know what? That's a credit to you. Except when you go ahead, I do have to tell you, I chuckle when you clean house on Facebook. You're like, I love it. It's a clean sweep. I put up a picture of a broom the last time. I didn't even comment. I just put up a picture of a broom. You freaking kill me when you do that.
It's every now and then, we support, you both especially, you support as many people as you want because we love good things that happen to other people. And when there are people, and when I find over time that there are people just taking up parking space in on my social media pages, I just pull out that big brush and I go, y'all know what time it is. You better pray you don't see this brush tomorrow. And the funny thing is that people write, oh no, please don't.
I read the comment. comments. I don't always like mark anything, but I go through and I read the comments. And I gotta tell you, it is really hilarious. Felipe is gonna clean house. Oh no! I hope
You think about it, Wendy. When there are people that if you don't mind, I like everything I do and everything I say, but just give me a like if you're on my page. What are you just looking? Yeah. So no. Goodbye. See you later.
Bye. I love you to death. Thank you so much. You are.
Thank you so much, guys. I want to just tell you, I will be there in spirit, of course, on Sunday. But I just want to let you both know that you both do so much for our LGBTQIA community. And Wendy, you're amazing, and Tim, you're like just a ball of energy, so generous, and you just are a blast. So I wish you both a happy Pride and a wonderful, wonderful rest of the year.
Well, thank you, sweetie. You too. You too.
You
This
too.
was
And
great.
just hang out when the show is over because we take a picture even after it's
Really? Okay.
I didn't know we were still recording. I did when I came back in. I thought the show had already ended.
No, we were still recording. You said to hold
We're
on.
just
So I did.
this is how we always chat. I love this.
Mwah. All
But
right.
thank you so much.
Happy Pride,
Felipe.
everybody.
We love it.
Happy Pride, everyone. Stay safe. Drink responsibly.
Bye-bye.